Hi, I'm Rob Gerrish from SuperEvent. I'm going to show you another dish today. It's feather blade of beef, these beautiful little feather blades. You can see there. They don't look that fantastic, they've got a little line of collagen going through them, but that helps them to stay really, really succulent and sticky. It's probably a cut of meat that you wouldn't find in a supermarket. You probably have to go to your butcher, but he'll know what feather blade is, and it really is worth trying. It needs a long, slow cook though, very long, slow cook. We're probably talking 4 hours for this at least. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to do this. Just start off simply by seasoning these steaks fairly generously. You're not going to get a lot of seasoning afterwards. On both sides. And then we're going to throw them straight into a hot pan. Just put a little bit. You can use dripping. I've got a little bit of duck fat here. And we're literally going to take those to the pan. We're going to brown them all up. This is the most important part of this. To really get some colour. Very, very simple. We get some serious colour all over these. The most important thing. And then I'm even going to brown the sides like that. Get colour all over them. That's where all your flavour is going to come from. Okay, we've got these feather blades beautifully brown all over, caramelised. So we're just going to take those out. And then in the same pan, put a little bit more oil, in this case duck fat, and then we're going to put what we call a mirror pie of vegetables in. So I'm just putting in diced onion, some celery, some leek, all chopped about the same sort of size. Carrots. We're just going to sweat those down a little bit in the same pan. Chopped garlic. A little bit of chopped garlic in there. Bay leaf or two. I'm just going to use one. It's quite a big bay leaf. Bay leaf is quite strong. We'll turn the heat down a little bit. Tomato puree, probably 2 or 3 tablespoons. Tomato puree. Just going to cook that a little bit. Throw in a really generous glug of red wine. And we're going to reduce that red wine by about half. A nice spoonful of Dijon mustard in there. Use English mustard to be fine. And a little tied sprig of thyme. Just tied together so you can take the stalks out easily at the end. Okay, so we're just going to reduce that wine now. That wine's reduced a bit now. So I'm literally just going to pour all of that over the beef. And then I'm going to top it up. That'll all mix while it's cooking. I'm going to top it up with some beef stock. This is homemade beef stock, but a stock cube would be absolutely fine. Just going to cover that. Look at that. That will thicken as it cooks with the tomato puree. Just going to put some parchment over there. And a lid on, and I'm going to cook that very, very low. Very low, probably 140, maybe even a bit lower, for at least 4 hours. Okay, here's our feather blade of beef that we put in the oven. It's been in the oven for about 4 hours. You could leave it in there all day if you want. Go to the pub, go to work, whatever, turn it down low, it'll just sit for ages and ages. As you can see, it's really, really tender, it just wants to fall apart. So I'm literally just to lift the pieces of beef from the sauce. And now we're going to strain this sauce, get rid of all the vegetables. We'll push some of the vegetables if they're soft enough. And we just push those through. All that lovely flavour. And that will be the first class gravy that that's made. Get rid of that. Get a fresh load. And you can see already that's quite a silky smooth gravy. We're just going to reduce that a little bit, just boil it down a little bit on the stove. Here's our beautiful roast potatoes that we cooked in herb oil and duck fat. As you can see, they're nice and fluffy and crispy. They're pretty much perfect roast potatoes. So we just put a couple of those on the plate, a few of those on the plate, and then we're just going to plate it up with that feather blade that we cooked. We've got our roast potatoes, our feather blade, which has just been sitting there resting for a little while. I'm going to put 2 pieces of it on there. You can see how tender it is, it just wants to fall apart. Put those 2 lovely pieces on there. And now the reduced and par sauce that it was braised in, it's thickened up, it's beautiful and sticky. We're just going to put a little bit of that on top. And then you can serve that with whatever vegetables you like. Personally, I'd like spinach, maybe some tender stem broccoli, and we'll just finish that